Hey everyone, how are you all doing? Welcome or welcome back to my channel, and today we're talking about all the books that I need to read by the end of the year. So I can't believe we're already like more than halfway through October and we only have like 2.5 months left of the year. 2020 has been like such a weird year, and time has gone by so weirdly. Like it simultaneously feels like the longest year ever and like the shortest year ever. It's literally the weirdest thing. I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that, but I have quite a few books that I want to read by the end of the year and I'm hoping that I can do it, so let's just jump right on in. So the first 3 books I'm going to talk about are actually from my 2020 TBR, which I made a whole video about, and these are the only ones from that list that I have not yet read, so like I need to get on it. So the first one is Goodbye Days by Jeff Zentner. This is a YA contemporary novel about our main character Carver, and he is dealing with the loss of his 3 best friends. They have all just died in a car accident, and he's dealing with a lot of guilt over their death because they got in their car accident while texting, and Carver was the one texting them when they got into the accident, and so he feels a lot of guilt and he's mourning them, and he's kind of having to now navigate this new world without his best friends because all of them are gone at the same time and he has nobody left now. And it sounds like a really heartbreaking book. I've actually started it. I think I started this last year and I'm 77 pages into it, and I don't think I'm going to start it over either. I'm just going to keep reading. I feel like I remember enough to continue. This is an arc from 2017 and I just never picked it up, which is why I put it in my 2020 TBR. When you've had an arc on your shelf for 3 years, either you read it or you get rid of it, honestly, because I want to read it. I think it's just because it deals with such a heavy topic. While I love books like that, it's harder for me to pick up sometimes, but I do really want to get to this book, so hopefully before the end of the year I can read it because I really want to color in the book in my bullet journal. So hopefully that I can read this. If you guys have read this, let me know down below. Actually, if you read any of these, let me know down below because I'd really like to know your thoughts on them. I want to read this book ASAP so I can finish it by the end of the year. The next one is A Curse to Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kemmerer. I'm actually planning on reading it this month, so hopefully I get around to it and it will be fine. I believe this is a high fantasy book and it's like a Beauty and the Beast retelling, but I don't really know like actual details about this plot. There's a curse. I mean, it's Beauty and the Beast, of course there's a curse. It says, fall in love, break the curse, save the kingdom. I love Beauty and the Beast, so I feel like that was one of my main incentives for picking this up. This book came out last year, and I also bought it because everyone was talking about it, and one of my best friends, Julia from A Reader's World, was raving about it, and I was like, okay, I need it. And I put it on my TBR this year, hoping that I would actually get to it finally. Sounds amazing, and if I can actually get into it, I think it's going to be a book that I'm really going to enjoy because I do love Beauty and the Beast. I love Beauty and the Beast retelling, and Julia has kind of said that this is like ACOTAR but better. Like what she wanted from ACOTAR is what this is, and while I like ACOTAR, I'm hoping that I can also like this and appreciate this. So hoping to get to this one very soon, and I'm very excited about it. And the last book that was like officially on my 2020 TBR is Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. This book came out in 2018, and I remember vividly wanting this book so badly and like being so angry that I couldn't get to the States to go to Barnes & Noble to pick up the exclusive edition, which is what I have. And I just remember like dying and like having to like wait to go because everybody was talking about this book and I really wanted it, and I was so like in love with Tomi Adeyemi and like her story, and seeing her get all excited about her debut novel. I'm really inspired by Tomi Adeyemi, and so I really wanted this book, and then I just never read it. I mean, I think I started it, there's no bookmark in here, but I think I got like 30 or 60 pages in, but then I just wasn't in the mood, and I really wanted to be in the mood for this book so I could love it and appreciate it and give myself like the best chance to enjoy it. So this one I believe is about this world where there is no longer magic, like magic has been taken away by like the king or something, and then our main character goes on a mission to save the magic, bring the magic back, and she ends up like meeting up with like the princess or something. I honestly have no idea. I think that's right. All I know is that they want magic back because the king took the magic away. It sounds really good. Everybody loves this book, and so I really want to love it as well. So I'm hoping that I can read it soon. I just want to know what the hype is about already, you know what I mean? Like, it's been 2 years, I just need to know. Take a hint, Dani Brown. Well, this looks really yellow on screen. I mean, it is really yellow, but like, whoa. Take a Hint, Dani Brown by Talia Hibbert. This is the companion novel to Get a Life, Chloe Brown. If you guys missed it, I did a whole romance reading vlog, which I'll link up above in the cards, where I read Get a Life, Chloe Brown along with 2 other romance books, and I almost immediately had to purchase this one, even though I was like not planning on buying any more books for a long time. I had to get this one. I just loved Get a Life, Chloe Brown so much, and I just really need to read this one, and I think people like this one maybe even a little bit more than Chloe Brown. I know that I've seen like a few specific people people who enjoyed this one more, and I'm just here for it, you know? I've really gotten into romance this year, and I want to continue to pick up books in this genre and just devour them. So I don't know specifically what this one's about. I don't want to know. All I know is that it's about Dani Brown, who is the sister of Chloe. That's all I know. That's all I want to know. I don't want to know anything else. I just want to enjoy it for what it is and find out along the way, discovery read it, and I'm very excited. The next one is another book that people have been loving recently, and that is Felix Ever After by Cassie Claire. This is a YA contemporary book about our main character Felix, and he is a black queer transgender male, and I think he's like in love with love, if I'm not mistaken, but he's like never been in love. And then he gets like blackmailed by somebody like in his school, and like they're posting like pre-transition pictures and his dead name. He kind of goes on this like journey for revenge, I think, against this person, and then like along the way he like finds love with like two people, like ends up in like this weird like love triangle thing. I have no idea, but this book sounds amazing. I don't know if I've even heard a single bad thing about this book, and I'm really excited for it. It was on my TBR for September, but I didn't end up getting around to it. I just want to know what all the hype is about. I think that I'm absolutely going to love it. I love YA contemporary. It's my favorite genre, so hoping for good things. Plus this cover is freaking stunning, so I really hope that I can get to this one and love it just like everybody else. And the next one is Grown by Tiffany D. Jackson. This book just came out at the end of September, so I love Monday's Not Coming by Tiffany D. Jackson. I knew that I had to get my hands on this one. Everyone's been loving it. Peyton has been yelling at me to read it, and I really want to, but it deals with really heavy subject matter. I don't fully know what this book's about. All I know is our main character, I think, is like a rapper or a singer or something, and she ends up getting involved with this like manager dude, I think, and he takes advantage of her. There are really heavy content warnings in this book that are written at the front. So it says mentions of sexual abuse, rape, assault, child abuse, kidnapping, and addiction to opioids. So it sounds like it's going to be really hard, which is why I haven't picked it up yet. I'm not in the mood to cry, and I know that this is going to make me cry because Monday's Not Coming made me cry, and I just don't know if I'm ready for that, you know? But I've heard nothing but amazing things about this book, and I am just so excited to read it and devour it because I know it's going to be amazing. This one's on my TBR for this month, but I just don't know if I'm in the mood for it, so it might have to be next month or December. Why do I keep saying that? This is a TBR for the end of the year. There's only so many months in the rest of the year. I need to stop talking. And the rest of the books on my TBR are all by Cassie Claire. I am calling this portion of the video, this portion of my TBR for the rest of the year, my Cassie Claire catch up, because I've fallen behind on Cassie Claire. Okay, once you miss like a couple of books, you're like scrambling to catch up. She has so many things coming out all of the time that it's just so hard to like keep up with if you don't like read it right as they come out. So I have a lot of books here. So let's start with these two first. So I have The Red Scrolls of Magic and The Lost Book of the White. These are obviously by Cassandra Clare, but also Wesley Chu. These are the first two books in the Eldest Curses trilogy, and I haven't read either of them. This is a series about Magnus and Alec. So like, why haven't I read it yet? I don't know. I mean, I've been hearing some mixed things about these, just like they're not like as exciting, or they don't have that like sense of urgency that you would normally have with like a Cassie Claire book, because these kind of like take place within like, I think it's within the Mortal Instruments, or maybe like after the Mortal Instruments. It's within the timeline that we've already been reading from, and so we kind of already know that everything is going to be okay. So I've heard, especially from Peyton, there's just like this lack of urgency, but I love Magnus and Alec so much that I think I'm gonna enjoy these regardless and just like be along for the ride. Also, when I'm looking in the viewfinder, the fact that the covers don't match really bother me, and I know that you can like reverse this dust jacket and they match, but like the coloring of the spines match. I'm very torn. I thought, like, before I bought this, I thought with full certainty that I was gonna reverse the dust jacket, and now I just don't know. If any of you have reversed this dust jacket, because I don't want to do it because I don't want to like mess up the folding unless I'm like absolutely sure, send me a picture please so I can see what the spines look like without me having to do it myself, because I'm scared that I'm gonna ruin it. But let me know. But I'm very excited for these, and so I need to read them. I think the only reason why I haven't picked them up yet is because this one in particular takes place after City of Glass, and I was starting a reread of the Mortal Instruments already, so I was like, why don't I just wait until I finish City of Glass and then I can just jump into this one. But I think that's what I'm doing. I don't really know, but I really want to read these ones, and I think November is gonna be my Cassie Claire catch-up month, so I'm very excited. So the next one is Ghost of the Shadow Market. This is by a lot of people. It's by Cassandra Clare, Sarah Reese Brennan, Maureen Johnson, Kelly Link, and Robin Wasserman. This is a novella collection. I believe it's following Gem, or it's following like a bunch of different characters. I'm not entirely sure. I did start it earlier in the year and I got to page 62, but I think I was getting confused with like all the characters and I couldn't keep them straight, and then I think I just wasn't in the mood. I honestly can't remember exactly why I put this book down, but this one is recommended you read before reading Chain of Gold, which is the other book on my TBR. This is the first book in the Last Hours trilogy, and so the reason why I haven't read this one is because I haven't read this one. It's just a big mess, okay? Cassie Claire is a hard author to catch up with, okay? And they're all like so big. It's just so daunting, but I really need to read this one. I'm very excited about it, and I'm really excited for this one as well. This is following the the children of the characters in the Infernal Devices series, and I love that series. I love those characters, and everyone and their mother loves this book, and I want to read it because I think it could be a favorite of the year, and I need to read a Cassie Claire book. I think I've only read one Cassie Claire book this year, and it was City of Ashes, so like I need something new. So those are all the books that I need to read by the end of 2020. I have more books that I want to read, but these are kind of like the main ones that I really want to read, and that if I don't read, I'm gonna be very sad. So I hope that I can get to these ones. Stay tuned if you want to know if I read these books or not, because who knows? I'm a mood reader. I rarely ever follow TBRs, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a huge thumbs up. Comment down below what books you want to read by the end of 2020, because I'd really like to know. Subscribe if you've not yet already, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!